joint right here.
Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Feel it. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Oh, breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, a new day, a new life. Oh, me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms on a tree, that's how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean. Ooh, all the butterflies having fun, that's what I mean. Oh, rest, rest when the day is done, you know what I mean. It's a new dawn, a new day, a new life for me. Yeah, I'm feeling good, so good, so good. Yeah, I'm feeling good, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, stars, when you shine, oh, you know what I mean. Oh, that scent of pine, oh, you know what I mean. Oh, freedom, freedom is mine. Oh, that's what I mean. Oh, in this old world, it's a new world, and it's our world. Oh, me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, feeling, feeling good. Feeling good. I'm feeling, feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, feeling good. I'm feeling good. Are you feeling good? Hey, yeah, yeah. Are you feeling good? It's old world. It's a new world. It's our world. And we're here tonight. We're all here together tonight to feel. We're here to feel good. Yeah. Sun in the sky. Yes, we hope you are feeling good this evening. Thank you for joining us. that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news, 'cause your mama may have and your papa may have, but God gon' bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Well, you see the strong get more while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't, they don't ever make the grade. 'Cause your mama may have and your papa may have, but God gon' bless the child that's got his own, that's got her own. Oh, and you see money, you can have lots of friends. They can be crowding around your door. And when you're gone and all your spending ends, well, they ain't coming around here no more. No. So it's relations give crust and bread and sash. Go on and help yourself, but don't take too much. 'Cause your mama may have and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got her own, and I got my own. Yeah. Walter Chancellor on the saxophone. That's got her and his own, then that's God shall get.
The mission of Hallie Q. Brown Community Center is to improve the quality of life in our community by providing access to critical human services, fostering and promoting personal growth, and developing community leadership.
Thriving, giving, caring, loving, and nurturing folks in our community.
And we welcome people to come to the center, check us out, and get involved.
Welcome, everyone. If you'd kindly take your seats, our program is about to begin. Well, thank you very much. I love that. I love a woman who's not ashamed to get that party started. I'm hanging out with you. That's right. As you well know, those of you that are viewing us online, our program began with Thomasina Petrus and the King's Quartet. Let's hear it again for Thomasina Petrus and the King's Quartet. That's Tom West, Walter Chancellor, Nathan Norman, and Evan Yook. Brother Evan Yook, that's our bass player. That man know he can play some bass. He ain't playing. My name is T. Michael Rambo, and I am delighted to be your host, or MC, if you will, or if you won't. I'm still here. All right. How you been? This is like old home week. I'm like, cousin, friend, family. Well, by the way, as I say that, how your people doing? Just say, turn to your neighbor and say, how your people doing? How your people doing? How your people doing, Evie? How your people doing? She's like, child, that man is a mess, I know. Well, we are here to celebrate a night at the Q, the Hallie Q. The Hallie Q Brown up in here. And who would have thought for any one of you that happened to have had the occasion or the opportunity to spend time in this gymnasium that it would look so fly? Isn't it really lovely? Give a round of applause for our people who decorated and created such a wonderful ambiance and decor, and AV for you, for the sound equipment and all that you're doing. We can't thank you enough. My connection to Hallie Q Brown is long and broad, insofar as I moved to Minnesota 32 winters ago. I do tell time by winters. I moved here from Texas. And moving here from Texas in 1989, 88, 89, I became painfully and keenly aware that winter ain't no joke up in here. So every year I think about winters. But the first residence I had before Dorothy Day, which is in downtown St. Paul, the first apartment that I got after leaving there was a space at the corner of Marshall and Kent. There's a house that sits on that corner, 565 Marshall. And that was my first efficiency, with my own key and my own window to open up and throw stuff out of. Oh, I was so proud of myself. You come a long way, baby. Yeah. And Hallie Q was my light. It was a beacon for me. That lighthouse was no accident. It has been a beacon for 92 years, not in this space, but in this community, the Rondo community. And insofar it has been a beacon of light, it's been a beacon of hope. And hope is a verb. It's not just a noun. Hope is an action. It brings people to a space of awakening, of opportunity, of promise and possibility. And tonight we are celebrating that, and we hope that you will join and be a part of this celebration by your generosity, by your attentiveness, and by your acknowledging and recognizing the director, the executive director of the Hallie Q Brown Community Center. His name is no other than Mr. Jonathan Palmer.
That is the problem when you have a brand like that. Good evening, everyone. I am so glad to see so many of you out here with us today. Welcome to Hallie Q Brown Community Center, Hallie Q as people call it in the community. Thank you for being here with us. We are so glad that you're able to come out and celebrate. I want to thank a number of our sponsors who have made this evening possible. So I'm going to my handy-dandy list so I don't miss anybody. But right off the bat, I want to thank Comcast, and we're going to talk a little bit about Comcast in just a minute, AARP Twin Cities, 3M, Bremer Bank, Xcel Energy, that's right, but there's the Bremer crew right there, Xcel Energy, there we go. See, you got a little competition going up in here. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota, Dorsey and Whitney, St. Catherine University, St. Catherine, M Health Fairview, the Minnesota Historical Society, Pizza Luce. There's a loud contingent right back there, all right. Roya LLC, Kenton and Linda Ziegler, Kyle Beeson and Sarah Mores, Sarah, I hope I said your name right. If not, I will apologize profusely later. Brett Carter. Brett. John W. Harris. And Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity. Can we give a big round of applause to all of our great sponsors? They are what have made this evening possible, and the contributions and dedication of all of you here. So I want to just thank you for being here. We've got a great evening planned and a lot of fun things that will go on. I think I get to go right next, or do you need to come back before? He's going to come back before, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it right back on over to T. Michael Rambo.
All right. You know, one of the beautiful things about art is that it's creative, imaginative, participatory. It allows us to be in the moment, to improv, if you will. And to that end, you might notice in front of you is something we call a plate. On that plate is a napkin. Now, what we're going to do with that is that we're going to give us a chance to fill our plates with some delectable food. And we neglected to take time out to do that. So with our guests at home, you may not be eating with us right now, but we fit to eat. And this is how this is going to work. Kay's Revolutionary Catering has provided the food. Let's hear it for Kay's. Come on. Revolutionary Catering. We're going to continue on with our program, but what we're going to do is we're going to acknowledge that as we're doing this, tables will be released to go to the catering location to the far end of the gymnasium to your left. And each table will do so. And if anyone has a need to have their plate prepared for them, one of our hosts will assist in doing so. I'm going to sing an A selection a cappella real quickly while you are doing some of that, and then we'll return to our program knowing that we'll be speaking but not handing out awards while you're preparing to get your plates. Because we want to make sure that those people who have done such great work in our community, that their accolades and what they have done need be heard out loud and clear. And we don't want to have that happen while I had two of those and one of them. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to tell my folks at AV for You. Let's hear it again for AV for You. Come on now. That's our sound people. Tom, can you come up and do a little piano for me? Tom, I'm going to do Love Being Here With You. We can bring Tom up while our tables are going. And for you out there, we love you being here with us too. Tom, you are so bedazzling. The way you do the things you do makes me wish I could do them too. Let's hear it for Tom West on the keys. Come on, we have some enthusiasm. We got folks out there watching. Act like you know somebody in here. Oh, yeah, oh. I love the East, I love the West. The North and South, they're both the best. Well, I only go there as a guest, 'cause I love being here with you. I love the sea, I love the shore. I love the rocks and what is more. With you here, it will never be a bore, 'cause I love being here with you. Singing in the shower, laughing by the hour. Life is such a breezy game. I love all kinds of weather, long as we're together. I love it when you call my name. I love fine wine and good cuisine. Ooh, the candlelight, ooh, I really dig this scene. Well, baby, if you know what I mean, I just love being here with you. I love a dance by Fred Astaire. Brando's eyes, his non-existent hair. Well, don't get me wrong, it's only fair, 'cause 'cause I love being here with you. Love a dance by Cary Grant, ooh doo da day. His other charms just takes the girls away. So now don't get me wrong, how do you say I love being here with you? Here, Tom, do something. Basie's band is playing, I love Ella singing. There's something else you know. They know how to play it, they know how to say it. Wind it up and let it go. I love the thrill of New York shows. Take a look at Jimmy Durante's big old nose. But I have to say before I close, I love being here with you. I love being here with you. I love being here with you. Love being here with you. Let's hear it again for Tom West.
Let's do another song. Let's get
Oh, Tom, you left. Oh, Tom, you couldn't have left. There's never too much Tom West. That's right. We're just zooming along here. We're soaring, folks. Stay with us. Extend some grace as we move forward. All right. So, Tom, I'm thinking that it makes only fitting that you've taught me so much over the years. Let's see if we can teach people tonight, okay? That was the biggest, best segue in the world. I just said teach people, teach. I couldn't have written a better segue. Did you say I've got a lot to learn? Well, don't say I've got a lot to learn. If this is the perfect spot to learn, teach me tonight. Starting with the ABC of it, right down to the XYZ of it. Help me solve the mystery of it. Teach me tonight. The sky is a blackboard high above you. If a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Graduation's almost here, my love. Teach me tonight. Come on, Tom. Well, the sky is a blackboard high above you. If the shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Graduation's almost here, my love. Teach me tonight. Graduation's almost here, my love. Graduation's almost here, my love. Hey, graduation's almost here, my love. Teach me tonight. Teach me tonight. So though now while Tom, I know you want to get to up there and get you a plate too. We have a couple more tables, and we have Dan who's going to come up in just a moment, and we want to try to stay to our program, but we can't possibly have Dan talking about our funding need if people are still at the table getting food, can we? That's not a very successful way of making that understood. So I'm going to sing a little blues number while we're trying to make sure that our plates are full. So Tom, give me any sort of blues thing, and I'm going to sing I'm going to make a Hallie Q. Brown blues. Hey everybody, here's a song. It's a song not gonna be too long. It's the Hallie Q, Hallie Q, Hallie Q blues. Oh, Hallie Q, a light for you and me. Hallie Q is a place for kids to be. Hallie Q Brown Community Center is where we all want to be. Hallie Q Brown is the place to be. Well, hey everybody, I want you to know this is just part of our program and show here at Hallie Q Brown. Hallie Q Brown, we're gonna get on down. Well, with 92 years of service, the past and the present and the future too. Well, we got John Palmer, everybody else. That man knows what to do. He's the best at what he does. We're talking about Hallie Q. Hallie Q Brown. Yes, sirree. Well, it looks like the food's mighty good here at Hallie Q Brown. All right, Tom, give me some blues. Go for it. Play something. I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you what's new. We got something up here in store for you here at Hallie Q. Hey, Hallie Q. I want Jonathan to listen to what I gotta say. We're gonna do something new. Well, Jonathan, we're gonna do the review, year in review. Gonna come back to what Dan has to say, you know who. So in a minute, we're gonna start that right now. So we're gonna snap your fingers, yes, child. That's it. This is what we're doing here at Hallie Q. Thank you, Thomas West. Give him a round of applause. We're gonna bring Jonathan Palmer back up real quick. And Jonathan's going to talk to us a little bit with a welcome and a program year in review, after which we're going to do our fund a need. So, Jonathan, let's chat a little bit about our program in review.
Really? You're going to try to get me to follow that man? I may be, Danger may be my middle name, but not going up after T. Michael. How about another round of applause for T. Michael for just winging it, improvising. It is part of what we do here at Hallie Q. The organization, over 92 years, has been innovative, has been supportive, but most of all, it knows how to adjust, adapt, improvise, and overcome. And that's one of the things that makes our organization such a strong part of the community and something that makes a huge difference. I want to talk to you a little bit about that kind of perspective and a little bit about what that means. Last year, we had a global pandemic. I don't know if anybody noticed. You may have spent a little bit of time. I'm getting a little bit of feedback, and I wonder if it's a mic? Is that all right? All right, that's much better. So, a lot of the world shut down, and while people were at home with sourdough starters and learning how to crochet cat hair and come up with interesting side projects, the team here at Hallie Q was here every day. As an essential services agency, we, along with organizations we partner with, like PRISM and other organizations, we're asked to stay open and to continue providing some of the services we do to the community. Chief amongst those were our education programs and the basic needs program, which encompasses our food shelf and helping people connect to resources they need. It was a very challenging time. Resources were not there initially. People didn't know how to respond. Some people still don't know how to respond, when you're talking about getting shots and vaccinations and things, but we won't go into that. The whole of it was people were in need. People didn't have food. There was a great amount of civil unrest, a reckoning that had been a long time coming around social injustice, around systemic racism, and people needed help. And they turned to us. We saw last year a 4,000%, yes, I said 4,000% increase in new clients. When the pandemic started and people shut down in March of last year, we had 108 new clients enroll in our food shelf. In June of last year, we had 1,808 new clients enroll in our food shelf. And we had to innovate. We created an online order form, very similar to Instacart or anything like that. We had our team come together that would call out to families to check what kind of things they needed, to check in and make sure it wasn't just food. If they needed PPE, if they needed to have diapers, formula, hygiene products, cleaning products, we were able to provide that. And we worked with a number of organizations across the Twin Cities. And I don't want you to think it was just Hallie Q. We have a lot of partners across the nonprofit spectrum that we all work together to address the needs. Give some applause to that, because that is one of the best things. The most wonderful thing about the nonprofit community is that we're not competing with each other. We're standing together against the forces we have to fight, against the problems that are out in the world, against the challenges from hunger to educational disparity to systemic racism. We all work together to address those. With our young people, those are the ones that we spend a lot of time and focus on. And as I talk, you'll see Angie Gettle, our Director of Family Services, up here in the front start to smile because she takes each one of those kids as one of her own. Like literally, we've had to stop her from taking them home some days because she can't have all the kids at her house. But we were able to innovate and do distance learning classrooms with families that couldn't afford to stay home. We were able to go ahead and do that for children of essential workers so they could stay on the front lines and help and make sure that those kids went ahead and kept up with their work, got the academic support, got the food support that they need. You can't study when you're hungry. And that's what Hallie Q has been about. But Hallie Q has also been about something that is so much more. And I'm going to go off script for a minute here, which anybody who knows me knows, okay, yeah, that's typical. Several weeks ago, many of my friends know, and actually I've been pretty open about this, I was diagnosed with cancer. And now before you get to the, ooh, no, this is not a sad thing, so we're going to go upbeat with this. This is not taking the room down. I'm trying to figure out what superpowers I'm getting from the chemo, so just stay with me on this. Yep. And longtime friends know that this is from back in 2012. I was originally diagnosed with testicular cancer. We dealt with it surgically. We thought it was all gone. You have to go 10 years. This is 9 years. 9 years, and it showed back up in my chest. It's partially wrapped around my aorta. And my doctor pulled me in and said, we gotta get on this and treat this. And I said, I got a gala. We've got a big event coming up. Can we wait and start this like maybe in a few weeks? And he said, well, we could, but you will be dead. That this thing will encircle that, cut off your blood flow, and you will drop off. So I had living for 3 months or starting chemo. I chose, of course, starting chemo. I'm right in the middle of the first session. Why am I telling you this? This is not a sad thing for me. Because when I looked at that and I talked to my friends and I talked to Angie and the rest of my team here and said, we got to do something to make sure that we keep moving ahead, every one of them said, we're here for you. We're here to support you. And so for me, I'm not worried. I'm not sad. I'm not scared because I have a network and I have a team that's around me. And I'm telling you this because everybody is going through something. Everybody is dealing with something that you don't know about. And to some people, some of the worst situations may seem like they're not that big a deal because they have that support network. I'm good because I have my team here at Hallie. I have my friends. I have my family. I have my faith. They are all there for me. That mother who is working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet, and trying to go ahead and keep her kids in school, she doesn't have that same support network. That brother on the corner who's dealing with mental illness, who's being recruited into gangs, who is struggling to find his way in the world, doesn't have that support network. That person who is coming to this country, fleeing tragedy from other places and just looking to connect for a meal, a place to live, or something else. They don't have that network. So when you talk about my situation versus theirs are much higher. Theirs are much more dire than mine because I got people. And that's the reason why we're here tonight, because that's what Hallie does for those individuals. We reach out and we wrap our arms around anybody who comes to our doors, anybody who reaches out needing help. If they need food, if they need a job, if they need education, if they need to connect into services, that's what we do. So Hallie is that network for everybody out in the community that I have in me. So I'm very fortunate. I hope it didn't bring you down. That's why we are taking bets on which superhero I will cosplay if I happen to lose my hair. I don't want to do Lex Luthor. I'm thinking much more Luke Cage. But as you think about tonight and you think about the role that Hallie has played in your life and in the lives of people out in the community, I want you to remember that. Remember the network that Hallie is. That place, that beacon, that lighthouse in the community to help people who are in need. Everybody's going through something. Everybody has a challenge. And everybody needs a Hallie Q to help them on the way. Thank you.
We can't let him go anywhere because, a modest man, an open man, a man willing to be vulnerable and exposed in a way that only few people who live with humility. That's not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. To be selfless. Jonathan's had that spirit as he's been here at Hallie Q. And it's something that's very commendable, and it's something we'd like to just celebrate you with, sending not only applause, but with these applause, positive, healing, light, and energy toward him. So let's make this round of applause really count. Okay, come on, y'all. See that just, you ain't going nowhere. We got some awards. He's trying to get out of here. See, that's the kind of stuff that'll break some stuff up and get it going. Yeah. Out. Release it. That's right. Rebuke it. And all that good stuff. But we came here not only just for a meal, and I just want to thank the catering again, Cage Revolutionary Catering. Let's give them another round of applause too, because they're making this stuff work. And we want to acknowledge our recipients of our Heroes Awards, because that's something that was really one of the big highlights of this evening, is to acknowledge 4 individuals who've done such amazing work in our community, who have been just remarkable in their commitment, dedication, their passion for service. For service is the rent due for living on this planet, and they have done well with that gift and that blessing that they have. And so what I'm going to ask is if Jonathan would then acknowledge those recipients, and then we'll hand them off their awards. So.
And to start us off, we've got another special treat. You saw a little brief clip at the beginning, but now I've got to share something that's a little bit longer. So Comcast has been a strong supporter of our center, and this past year, as part of a grant, they went ahead and they made a video for Hallie Q. Brown. And 3 of our recipients tonight are a part of that video. So I'd like to turn your attention to the screens, and you can see this is the world premiere. This has not been out at all. This is the world premiere of the new Hallie Q. Brown video produced by Comcast.
The mission of Hallie Q. Brown Community Center is to improve the quality of life in our community by providing access to critical human services, fostering and promoting personal growth, and developing community leadership. In 1929, St. Paul was largely still segregated, and there weren't places for people to go, and especially African Americans within our community. And Rondo was a very thriving African American and diverse community. We are that place, the Rondo community, that people know they can come to when they need support, when they want to learn about things that are going on out in the world, when they want to access services or opportunities. So we serve as that central gathering place of the African American community. We serve as one of the pillars of the community, but we also serve as a place to help people grow. That means that that's our history. That doesn't mean that we only serve African Americans. We serve as a lighthouse in the community for everybody. So anybody that walks through our doors, no matter where they're from, we help them, we support them, but we have a major focus on communities of color, it's primarily the African American community, and people with lower income issues. Our Early Learning Center was originally a New Deal program, so we go back that far.
New people who've come to the city, and if they come into the building, they may refer to it as Martin Luther King Center. But for the old timers, it's Hallie Q.
We're actually named for Hallie Quinn Brown, who was one of those hidden figures of history. As far back as 1890, she was coming up to the Twin Cities, speaking at the black social clubs, speaking at the black churches. She helped to make sure that issues around suffrage, issues around civil rights were brought to the forefront. She worked with a number of organizations across the country. She started the National Association of Colored Women's Clubs and represented the United States at the International Congress of Women in 1897. She's the cornerstone of what we try to represent and carry out into the world today.
All of my kids went to Hallie Q. Brown daycare. They came up through the after-school programs. They were in the computer lab. So Hallie has just been a real active part, not only of my life, but of our community.
We work with a variety of organizations throughout the community. Project Cheer has actually been with us since our original location. We've been partnering with them for over 50 years. They provide music lessons to low-income families within the community.
I've been coming to the Hallie Q. Brown Center since I was 3 years old. I always have fun when I'm coming here. Sometimes we play the drums and sometimes we play the piano.
This was a good guidance in life. The things that I learned here, it carried me through. It helped me to be able to raise my children.
My children, my grandchildren, my nephews, my nieces came through Hallie Q. Brown, and so it's been part of our family.
This is a place that people love to come to. Whether they're getting services or working or volunteering, it has a special place in people's heart. To be able to bring the history to life, to be able to address systemic racism, and working to ensure that people approach things from an anti-racist lens. That is the legacy that we hope to leave. That is the thing that we work on every day.
To be part of an organization that's all about family, society, neighborhood, it's just the heartbeat of our city.
And it's still here, thriving, giving, caring, loving, and nurturing folks in our community.
And we welcome people to come to the center, check us out, and get involved.
Thank you to Comcast for that tremendous support. You will be seeing that on our website and out into the community. I'm going to try and unfortunately have to make up a little bit of time, so I can't spend the 3 hours I would talking about each one of our recipients tonight. But as I call your name, if you would come up, Kayla's going to help me. Kayla is our new archivist for our community archive. I want to tell you, the Hallie Hero Award is an award we use to recognize people who make significant contributions to both us and the community. They are people that help to make a difference. They are people that help our organization to thrive. And they are people that go above and beyond and think more about how do they help the community than they do about fame, fortune, or their name in lights. And so with that, one of our recipients, unfortunately, Jim Gerlich, could not join us tonight. He is in Croatia. But he is nonetheless one of our recipients and a great person that we really appreciate being able to work with. And so as I call your name, if you want to come forward, please, Kayla will assist me in giving you your awards. If you looked up dynamo in the dictionary, Debbie Montgomery's picture would be sitting right next to it, okay? Because I have not seen somebody move as hard and as passionately as this woman. She is the first female police officer in the city of St. Paul. First African-American woman council member for the city of St. Paul. The youngest person on the NAACP's national board when she was 17. And a true testament to what it means to be active and engaged in the community. Debbie Montgomery. If I knew nothing else about him, the fact that he married a Spelman woman would be enough to say that Nick Khalik was smart, brave, and very accomplished. Vicki Davis, his wife, is one of, Morehouse and Spelman have a great longtime partnership, so I've got to acknowledge Vicki Davis for that. But Nick, when Nick and I first met, I was fresh into the job and did some stupid things and really, in my passion, didn't realize all of the roads I was crossing over. But Nick actually sat down with me. He doesn't know that I remember this and think very important about this. He sat down and met with me, and we had a good talk. And he heard why I was pushing so hard for some issues. And he gave me the grace to kind of grow a little bit and to think and mature. And he is one of the people that I look to for counsel. He has been a firefighter. That's a hero in and of itself. He has also been part of movements to change the city and to change the way we treat people, to stand for justice. He's been a president of the NAACP, he's been the interim council member, but he's also president of the Hallie Q. Brown Retired Men's Club. And he's somebody who always works hard, he acts with integrity, and he's somebody that I admire. Nick Khalik, our second award recipient. Let me tell you about Glory Presley Massey. Now, it's not the fact that her family escaped Black Wall Street. It's not the fact that she started out in our daycare. It's not even the fact that she was Miss Hallie Q. Brown in whatever year. It is the fact that she is such a good and kind-hearted person, but has a depth of history and understanding. When you see the stories on our website and on our social media, and when you hear me talk about what Hallie has done, so much of that has come from her. From listening to her, from studying, from hearing her stories. She has been a central part of our archive program, of working to make sure that the history comes alive. And she is somebody who cares and represents Hallie in the best of all formats. So Gloria Presley Massey, our third recipient. Let's give another round of applause to our Hallie's heroes. We have a saying in the Black community, the shoulders we stand on, and these are the shoulders that I and so many of us stand on. Thank you for your service and for your great work to inspire us.
Well, you know, of course, you probably are saying, now this man has asked us to applaud so many times, but why not one more time for these great recipients, really? We're going to take a station break later on in the program, but right now we're going to move on to something, but there's a woman here. Michelle, raise your hand in the air like you just don't care. Go ahead, go ahead. It's your birthday. She has some beads there that we're going to be selling for $10 a strand, and we'll talk more about that later. It's called heads or tails, and some of you may be familiar with this activity about where you place your hands, whether they be on your head or, never mind. I digress. But please connect with Michelle about those beads. We're going to move things over to my good friend. This gentleman here is someone who I have had the great pleasure of working with innumerable times. He's a master at his craft. He is dynamic. He is also someone who feels very passionately about the work he does and for the organizations he does that work for. If you'd raise your hand in the air if you just received an award, so the gentleman who has your box for your award can come to your table. If any of you could just raise, if you have the award and can raise your hand, the hands are being raised at the tables where you can take those boxes. There you go, excellent. His name is Dan Mislowski. Now Dan is with Flattable Advancement, and advancement is exactly the right word, because what Flattable does is it advances the greater yet to be of your organization. It provides the desired outcome and gives you the lion's share of not only their craft and their talent, but what your organization wants and desires. I could gush on, but I want to bring up my friend Dan to talk about our fund and need. Dan Mislowski, give him a round of applause.
Thank you, sir. I guarantee that I will not be singing. I am a phy ed teacher. This is my environment right here inside of a gym. I tell you what, I am a teacher by day and auctioneer by night, and we are going to have some fun tonight, and I like to move around. So I might be here 1 minute, maybe flash over there a second, but we're going to have some fun. But before we do that, love is a big word for me. I teach it in my classroom. It's love for one another. And now is your opportunity, because you guys came with some awesome dates. You're sitting next to some awesome people. I want you to turn to the person you came with, or the person on the right side of you or the left side, and I want you to look them in the eyes, maybe fist bump them. If you want to give them a hug, you can do that too, okay? If you want to give them a kiss, we're not watching. So at this time, please turn to that person next to you and give them a big, tell them, I love you.
Oh.
See, this guy loves the whole table. I love it. I love you guys. That is
loving
awesome.
the whole tables. That's beautiful.
All right, folks, we're going to have some fun, but we are to that critical point of the program. And yes, you at home, we need your help also. This is what we call the fund and need. This is your opportunity to find a level that you feel comfortable with and raise your number and make a difference.
Make a difference is absolutely right. And what a difference our day makes, what a difference your generosity and your heart space. We want to invite you to remember that as we move forward. Now, the Hallie Q. Brown Community Center has been serving Rondo for 92 years, as I mentioned earlier. This has been focused on honoring the past like with our community archive that you've seen along the hallways throughout the building. It could be through serving the present, through the food shelves or the basic needs that are brought together and provided for members of our community. It could be inspiring the future through educational programs. With everything going on in the world today, Hallie Q. Brown has been consistent and been a continued beacon of light for these 92 years. Now, when we talk about archive, remember Vanna Black, Kiki Shepard that was up here earlier, our archivist? Yes, she is our new archivist. That's a word for you. Archivist, yes. And she is responsible for creating a home archive kits that connect generations to our history. We have the food shelf and basic needs. We innovate and maintain a client choice model so families get what they need, online ordering, deliver, and pick up food like a personal shopper. You can't beat that for that sort of convenience. And then there's, of course, the educational programs that had distance learning pods at the center so children of essential workers and low-income families who need to work would not slip through the cracks. So these programs, the archives, the food shelf, the educational programs, are all the things that allow Hallie Q. Brown to continue doing the great work it's done for the last 92 years. You know what I'm saying?
And T. Michael, you're exactly right. Because we are honoring the past. We are connecting people to have them understand what Hallie Q is all about. One of my favorite times is having that opportunity to walk up and down the hallways of this center and read about that history. Now we're going to bring that history to the people of our community. Think about it. The future. We are educating our future. Our future is in good hands, folks. I work with elementary kids. I see them every single day, the way they interact with each other. Our future is with our kids. Let's educate them. Let's give them the direction that they need. Let's set the standards, the expectations right here at Hallie Q and the present. Now, I heard a number tonight, and I know you guys all heard it because I heard the gasp. Okay? I heard it. I heard the amount of families that went up in just 1 year.
Right.
And you think about that. That is one individual. How many are tied to that individual? That is making a difference in this community. Tonight, our overall goal is $65,000. And I know that we're going to break it.
Yes.
Okay? We're going to break it. Between silent auction, the fund in need, and the live auction, we're going to break it. But I need your help. I need everybody's help. So when I find a level that you're like, you know what? I'm going to do it. You are making a difference. You might not meet that person that needs food on the table. You might not meet that youngster that someday is going to make a difference. But you have just made a difference. Do I have anybody in this room that would like to start us out at our top level tonight? And this also goes for you guys at home for $1,500. Do I have anybody that would like to pledge $1,500? If so, lift up your number up nice and high and be recognized. Do I have anybody at $1,500? That's okay. Remember, high expectations? We're going to go to the next level at $1,000. Oh, I got 1,500. Number 52.
Yes.
Thank you. Number 52.
Number 52.
Our starter, yes. All right. Do we have anybody else at 15? All right, let's go to that $1,000. Do I have anybody that would like to pledge $1,000 to make a difference? Anybody at $1,000? Lift it up nice and high. Anybody at 1,000? Right here, number 51.
Yes, thank you so
number
very
51. Much. Thank you. I think this is protocol with the knuckles, right? Okay, I just want to make sure. That's what I do with my kids. All right, anybody else at $1,000?
Thank you so very much.
I've got another one here, number 35. Thank you, number 35 at $1,000. Do I have a third at $1,000? All right, seeing none, we're going to go to the next level of $500. Do I have anybody that would like to pledge $500? If so, lift your number up nice high. Anybody at $500? Going once. Anybody at $500? I've got one right here, number 58. Number 58. Thank you. Do I have a second one at $500 going out here? Anybody at 500? Seeing none, that's okay, because we're going to go 2 more levels. Our next level is $250. Do I have anybody that would like to pledge $250? Number 54, thank you.
54.
Number 54. Number 62, thank you. Number 38. Oh, yes.
Thank you, number 38.
I got to come over
Thank you,
here.
Debbie.
Thank you for everything that you've done. Anybody else? Oh, here we go. We got 29. Thank you, ma'am. Number 32 at 250. Number 31. Number 5. All 4 of you, big fist pump, knuckles. Do I have another one? Number 44. Thank you, ma'am. Number 37.
Yes.
Keep clapping, folks. Look at these hands. Anybody else? Let's give all 9 people a huge round of applause at the $250 level. Awesome. Our last level is $100. Do I have anybody that would like to pledge? Oh, and she's already got her hand up. I love it. Okay. Do I have anybody that would like to do $100? I'm going to start to my left again. Number 39 at $100. Thank you, ma'am. Number 27. Thank you. Number 49. Thank you, sir. Number 47 at $100. Number 42 at $100. And number 24. Number 63 back there. Keep clapping, folks.
Yeah.
Keep clapping.
Keep that enthusiasm going.
Do I have anybody else at $100? Let's give all 8 people a huge round of applause. Now, that's just in the room. How many do we have at home? Now's your opportunity. 1,500, 1,000, 500.
We have someone who's raised their number that wants to be acknowledged for
Number
that $100.
62, thank you. Number 62, thank you. Do I have anybody else? All right, at home, it's your opportunity to bid. Maybe 1,500, 1,000, 500, 250. Does not matter. Every dollar matters. Back to you, T. Michael.
Well, I thank you very much. Let's give Dan a big round of applause. It's Dan Meslowski from Flatterbow Advancements. You've advanced our cause beautifully by helping us raise more money for Hallie Q. Brown. You know, we've had a great program. We've had opportunities to acknowledge our Hallie heroes, which is great. Miss Massey, just jazzy. It's so good to have you here. I've admired you from afar, so it's nice to be in the same room with you to acknowledge you tonight yet again. That must be your son. Because he's like going, Mama, Mama. Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. Well, we've had recipients. We've talked about the year that we've had. We've acknowledged what it means to come together in community. We've acknowledged our children, who are our richest seeds, our fertilest fields. And from them, all of our possibilities flow from those children and from those seeds that we plant with our nurturing, with our support, with our care, and with our concerns. And so we really want to make sure that we continue tonight to share with people what Hallie Q has done, is doing, and will continue to be doing, thanks to your support and thanks to you talking to other people and letting them know if they weren't here tonight. As you can see, there are a few seats that are empty right now because they missed out on the party. I don't know what they were doing, but they missed out being here. They had Gumbo. Was that Gumbo saying something? What? Come on now. And from what I can tell, that banana pudding wasn't bad either, I guess, because look, okay. So all those things have happened, and I want to just acknowledge once again Thomasina Petrus and the Kings Quartet that are going to come back and join us. And they're going to give us one more selection. But before that happens, I want to say to all of our viewing audience how much we really appreciated you. We've valued your being here with us, and your presence has meant so much to the outcomes that we're going to achieve. That $65,000 is something that's very much an achievable goal and one that we're going to bust the ceiling and go even further. So with that being said, to those of you at home, we thank you. Thank you again. And we're going to ask the folks that are here in the room with us this evening to give them a big round of applause and a farewell. You can turn to the camera and say, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We value you. We value all our sponsors, Dorsey Whitney, 3M, Bremer Bank, and all the rest. And now, going back to the rest, let's talk about the best, Miss Thomasina Petrus.
summertime, when the living is easy, so nice, easy. Fish are jumping, jumping, oh yes, and the cotton is high, so high. Your daddy's rich, oh yes he is, and your mama's good looking, 'cause that's what all daddy's money's supposed to do. So you just hush, little baby, baby, yeah, don't you cry. No, I don't wanna hear no cry. Hey, one of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Ooh, you're gonna spread your wings, go and spread your wings and take to the sky so high. But till that morning, yeah, there's nothing can harm you. No, 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 no. Hush, little baby, you've got your mommy and your daddy, boy. Bye, 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 by your side. Chancellor, summertime, yeah, 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 when the living is easy, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, fish are jumping, up and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mama, ooh, mama's good looking, 'cause that's what all daddy's money's supposed to go to. So you just hush, little baby, don't you cry. No, I don't wanna hear no cry. No, I don't wanna hear no crying. I don't wanna hear no crying. So hush, little baby. This mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird, and if that mockingbird don't see, mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring, and if that diamond ring turns brass, well, then this mama's gonna have to whoop some ask me, 'cause I'm a mama too. And mama's gonna do what a mama's got to do in the summertime, when the living is nice. I say when the living is nice and easy.
Thomasina Petrus
And the Four Kings Quartet.
Quartet. That's right. Thomas West, Walter Chancellor, Nathan Norman, Brother Evan Yook. That's the Four Kings Quartet. And that Thomasina Petrus is no joke. If you don't know her by her vocalizing and her wonderful skills as the vocalist, she makes some dynamite cashew brittle. Thomasina's cashew brittle. If you haven't had it yet, you haven't had anything. I'm here to tell you. So let's give another round of applause to Thomasina and the Four Kings Quartet. Now,